say shalom, shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Shalom, shalom bimromav, ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
שלום במרומיו, מושיט ידיים אליו, לא הכל מובן מאליו, כי יש דברים מסתרים כמו ניסים ומעשים טובים. לא רוצה יותר לריב, לא רוצה יריב, לא רוצה מלחמה, השלום בדרך בלבי הנחמה. בואו ונזרוק את השנאה, כי אני ואתה רוצים את השלום, תנו לי להגשים את החלום. ועכשיו אני פונה אלייך ואליך, רואה את השלום בעינייך ועיניך. בוא נעשה שלום ונרים את המקום, כי היום אנו בונים את העתיד לילדים שלנו, ומי עוד יעשה את זה אם לא אנחנו? שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו.
שלום, שלום במרומיו, יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, יעשה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו
Baruch HaGeder Sheitach Adonai V'haya Adonai Mitacho Bichur Adonai Hadean Ki Adonai Tzur Olamim V'yiftechu V'chai Shemecha Ki lo azatu doshecha Adonai Adonai chafetz leman tzidko Yagdil Torah ve'yadir Baruch HaGeder Asher yitach b'Adonai והיה אדוני מתחו בלכו אדוני הדעת כי ביד אדוני צור עולמים ויבטחו בך יעלה שמך כי לא עזבת דורשך אדוני אדוני חפץ למען צדקו ידיר תורה וידיר ידיר עליי הנאי הנאי ויבטחו בך יעלה שמך כי לא עזבת נפשך אדוני אדוני חפץ למען צדקו ידיר תורה וידיר
Home, everyone. Nice to see you all. Before the service begins, I just want to direct your attention to the emergency exits and other safety features. So just find the one closest to you. Look for the red or green exit signs over the doors. There are exits on each side of the bima behind the curtains. There are also exits at the back end of the social hall. And then there is a fire extinguisher and AED near the water fountain in the hall, and another fire extinguisher inside the doors of the sanctuary where you entered. Please look now and just make sure you know your surroundings. And also, you can take a look at the placard in the seat backs in front of you to find the best way to evacuate in the event of an emergency. And if we do need to evacuate, we will meet at the southwest corner of the parking lot, away from the buildings. Thank you so much for your attention. And if you can take a moment to just silence your cell phones, that would be great. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. It's Shabbat and it's Motzei Shavuot. We are exiting out of the holiday of Shavuot, which was last night through tonight, at least in Israel and in our Reform congregations. And there's another day of Shavuot in conservative and Orthodox congregations in the diaspora. We are not doing, because for us, Shavuot's over. Our liturgy is just Shabbat liturgy tonight. It's not festival liturgy.
We'll have a small taste of Shavuot.
And we're going to begin on page 24 in your Siddur. 24 with Shalom Aleichem.
Da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, da da da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, Shalom Aleichem Malachei Hasharet. Malchai, Malchai, Malchai Elyon, Mimelech, Mimelech, Malchai Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Olchem L'Shalom, Malachai HaShalom, Malchai, Malchai, Malchai Elyon, Mielech Mimelech, Malchai Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachai HaShalom, Malchai, Malchai, Malchai Elyon, Mimelech, Mimelech, Malchai Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Yadadai with us. Yadadai, Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malchai, Malchai, Malchai Elyon, Mimelech, Mimelech, Malchai Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. One more Yadai, Yadadai,
So it's great to be here with all of you, to bring in Shabbat with one another. I'll make a little personal public service announcement, so to speak, that I'm here just for the first half of the service this evening, because, while I had plans for other ways for my daughter, who's coming from 4 months in Israel, to get picked up at Ontario, my wife's plane is late, so that's not happening. So I'm going to leave to pick her up from 4 months in Israel, but I'm happy to be here with you for part of the service, and of course, Cantor Paul will skillfully carry the rest of the service after I go. Let's turn in our Sidurim to pages 2 and 3. And let's read together at the top of page 3, and then we'll kindle our lights. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light. So may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. I invite you, if you're comfortable doing so, to rise.
Our torch is missing, huh?
There's usually a lighter here, but it's not here. Anybody think they'll have better luck?
Not a smoker.
I'll be the children.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shabbat Comedy Hour. My name is Cantor Paul Bush, and I'll be your host this evening as the rabbi and one of our volunteer leaders try to get it together to light the candles. Right, we're not lit yet. Blame the damp Southern California weather. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirchanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehad likner shel Shabbat.
You may be seated. I'm laughing because the box of matches says, strike anywhere. All right. So we are going to turn to pages 20 and 21. Before we enter into Lachadodi, going to reflect on the week. Hazarat HaShavua, review of the week. So we'll take a moment and go back to last Shabbat and spend pause on each day, its challenges and its blessings, and then we'll come back together and sing Lachadodi. We'll sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to verse 9, we'll rise and face the doors from which we entered to welcome the Shabbat presence and the Nishama Yetira, the extra soulfulness that travels with us during Shabbat into the congregation and into our hearts. For those of you at home, you can turn toward the doors of your home and welcome the Shabbat, Lachadodi.
Lechadodi likrat kalai alalai 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 Shabbat Kabbalah Lechadoti Likrat Kala Yalala Lalala Yalala B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Shamor Lezachor B'nipur Echad Ishmeyanu El Hamilchan Adonai Echad Ushmo Echad L'Shem U'Tiferet V'Letila L'Chadoti Likrat Kala Yalala 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah L'Chadoti Likrat Kala Yalala 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Likrat Shabbat Lechuven Elchan Im Mekor HaBracha Meirosh Mikedem B'Suchan Sof Ma'aseh B'Magzevah Milah L'Chadoti Likrat Kala Yalala 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah L'Chadoti Likrat Kala Yalala 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Itorevi Itorevi Kiva Ored Uri 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 Shira baby Kevod Adonai Alai Miglach L'Chadoti Likrat Kala Yalala 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah L'Chadoti Likrat Kala Yalala 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah Boi v'shalom Ateret bala Gam b'simcha U'b'tzola Toch amunei Am segula Boi chala Boi chala L'Chadoti Likrat Kala Yalala 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah L'Chadoti Likrat Kala Yalala 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 B'nei Shabbat Kabbalah.
To invite Gail to come on up and help to lead us. We turn to page 26, and we'll continue with Chatzi Kaddish. Go. 1, 2, 3. Yitgadav, Yitgadash, Shemei Rabbah, Belmad Yivrach Yirtei V'yamlik Malchutei, B'chagecho U'yom Echad, U'vkayetecho Beit Yisrael, Bagala, Bagala, Ubizman Karim, V'yimeru, Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevorah, Le'olam U'lo Me'el Maya, Yitbarach. call to prayer on page 28. Just gonna read. Not in English. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Just read.
Baruch Adonai Hambarah, Baruch Adonai Hambarah le'olam va'ed. Praise Adonai to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai to whom praise is due now and forever.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Last 3 lines in the Hebrew on page 30, and I'm going to invite Asher to head up this way too.
El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Shema.
Amariv, Aravi.
Amen. I turn to page 34 and 35. I'm just going to read. Okay, so start with Shema. 1, 2, 3.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 36. Whenever you're ready, start Ve'ahavta. 1, 2, 3.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavcha u'chol nafshecha u'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'shiarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'lechtecha v'derech ושוכבך ובקומך ופשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
So we turn to page 40 for Mi Chamocha, our song of freedom. I believe Cantor Paul wants to give a few words of introduction.
So, as Rabbi mentioned earlier, although Shavuot has ended for those of us in the Reform movement and residing in Israel, a little taste of Shavuot, I think, is going to come into the service now, because the Mi Chamocha prayer doesn't have a particular nusach, doesn't have a particular melodic formulation. It kind of floats in the Jewish musical world to a certain extent, except when you have the major festivals. And at that point, the major festivals and on the high holidays, it takes on a little musical characteristic that's unique to the festival. In this case, there's a piyut, a liturgical poem called Akdamut, that in traditional communities that they sing on, or then they chant on Shavuot, that has a very kind of distinctive melody. So we're going to add a little bit of that melody into the Mi Chamocha, but it doesn't at all temper your enthusiastic clapping and participation on the Yadadai parts, which we will, of course, include. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, Yabim bim bim bye, yabim bye bim bye, yabim bye bim bye, yabim bye bim bye, ay 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 ay, yabim bye bim bye, ay 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 ay, yabim bye bim bye. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar v'kodesh, norati lo osefele, norati lo osefele. Yabim bim bim bye, yabim bim bye, yabim bim bye, yabim bim bye, ay 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 ay, yabim bim bye, yabim ay ay bye bye, yabim bim bye. Malchudecha ra'u v'anecha, bokei hayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeh lianu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yabim bim bim bye, yabim bim bye, yabim bim bye, yabim bim bye, ay 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 ay, yabim bim bye, ay 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 ay, yabim bim bye, 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 ay 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 ay, yabim bim bye, ay 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 ay, yabim bim bye, yabim bye, bye, bim, bye, 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 bim, bye. Ay, 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 bye, 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 bim, bye. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, bye, bye. Yeah, bye, bye. Yeah, bye, bye. Yeah, bye, bye. Yeah, ba, 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 ba. Bim, bye. V'ne'emar ki v'adar Adonai et Yaakov ugalo me'ad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael.
Page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours.
Ufros aleinu sukan, sukan, shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukan. Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ufros aleinu sukan, sukan. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
We give thanks for Shabbat, for the opportunity that it gives us to be together, to connect to our deepest self, to our kehillah, to our community, to God. The opportunity it gives us to just to breathe, to take a moment and to stop doing, and just to have some time to be. We sing Vishamru in gratitude for Shabbat, page 44.
Vishamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, עשו את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
So as I mentioned before, last night and today we celebrated Shavuot, and we read the 10 Commandments, or better perhaps translated as the 10 utterances or the 10 statements. And we're familiar with them. They talk about how we relate to God and honoring parents and making Shabbat holy and not doing all the bad stuff like stealing and murder and lying in court. And out of all of these, there is only one that addresses feelings. And that is the 10th, lo tachmod, don't covet. For the most part, Judaism is most concerned with our behavior, not with our thoughts or our feelings. As long as we're doing the right thing, we can pretty much think and feel whatever we want. So why the emphasis here on coveting in the top 10? Perhaps it's because there will always be people who have more than we do. And if we spend our lives feeling sorry for ourselves and wanting more, we are destined to be unhappy. And the Torah wants us to be as happy as possible and lead as meaningful a life as possible. And jealousy, it turns out, is a foundation for misery. We are jealous of people's success. We are jealous of people's stuff. We are jealous of their accomplishments and their recognition. We even feel jealous about other people's learning and their good character traits. So often, instead of inspiration, we feel envy. It's no wonder that Pirkei Avot cites jealousy as one of the qualities that drive a person from this world. Envy causes resentment, and resentment can destroy relationships. Just look at the earliest stories in the Torah. The dust of creation had barely settled when Cain's jealousy of his brother caused him to murder Abel. Sarah is jealous of Hagar, and Jacob has to flee from home when his jealousy causes him to steal his brother Esau's birthright, and Esau wants to kill him. The disharmony continues when Jacob's favoritism of Joseph motivates his brothers to sell him into slavery. And yet, in this week's Torah portion, which, well, I didn't even explain this at the beginning, but we're reading Naso this week. And we do a strange thing in the American Reform movement, which is Israel and the rest of the American Jewish community will be out of sync for a little while, and then they'll get back in sync Torah portion-wise when there's a double portion. But it's really confusing for people when we're out of sync, like here, and the people down the street are on a different Torah portion for a lot of weeks, right? So the calendar we do Naso 1 and Naso 2. So we'll be in the same Torah portion next week so that we can catch up with the rest of the Jewish community can catch up. But, okay, that's a side point. So Naso, this week's Torah portion, gives a glimmer of positivity, breaking this cycle of envy. The tribes of Israel are able to work together in peace. The moment of dedicating the Mishkan, the tabernacle, the portable sanctuary in the wilderness that accompanied our ancestors, has finally arrived. And each tribe brings a gift, an offering for this holy celebration. And each tribe brings exactly the same gift. No more, no less. Judah brought a silver dish of 130 shekels in weight. And the next day, Issachar brought a silver dish of 130 shekels in weight. Anybody want to guess what Zebulun brought the third day? It would have been so tempting to turn this into a moment of competition, right? My gift is greater. I'm going to bring more. Or to be jealous of what others gave and try to knock that down or top it. But clearly the tribes consulted with each other to ensure that they all brought the same donation, that no one experienced jealousy of another's gift. Instead of feeling sad or bereft like failures, everyone was able to rejoice together at this accomplishment of the community working together. It has rightfully been taught that we should look down from a material perspective and up from a spiritual perspective. So let's grasp that in our heads for a moment. When we're thinking about material things, we should look down, and I'll explain that in a moment, and about spiritual things, we should look up. When we're tempted to feel envious of what another person enjoys, we should remind ourselves how blessed we are in compared to so many others, right, in this world. And when we are feeling arrogant about our wisdom and our spiritual elevation, we should look up and be inspired, not envious, of those who can lead us toward even greater depth. It's good to aspire to elevate our character. Can we do so? We can do so by focusing on the kindness and intellect and generosity and caring of others, without having jealousy of the individuals themselves. Ezehu Ashir, Pirkei Avot, ask, Hasameach bechelko. The person who is rich, Pirkei Avot ask, the person who is happy with what they have. Our culture conspires to make us feel like we never have enough. Nurturing a sense of gratitude and of modesty and of humility can help lead us to a sense of contentment and peace. May we each be blessed to rejoice in the good that we experience and to celebrate others with open hearts and not with envy. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Rabbi. As you may remember from more recent Shabbats, we will, after the Amidah, after we complete Kedusha together, I believe on page 52, we'll take a brief moment of silent meditation, after which Dr. Polovoy will offer a little musical midrash for us. So I'd like to invite him to introduce that now.
Shabbat Shalom to everybody out there and online. As was previously mentioned, the holiday of Shavuot, which has concluded as of sunset tonight. I was trying to rack my brain to find a song that would associate well with the holiday. It wasn't easy, so I did a little research on the internet, found that the song Kol Ha'olam Kulo, which means all the world, is sung traditionally at Shavuot. And some of you actually may remember that a couple years back during the high holidays, a local composer, Elliot Z. Levine, and I say that kind of half tongue-in-cheek because, you know, there may be some other Elliot Levines out there that are Jewish composers. So Elliot Z. Levine, who is local here in Riverside, wrote a piece specifically for Ruth Charloff and the TBI Choir, which is a singular honor to have a local composer write a piece specifically for this congregation. And it was his setting of Kol Ha'olam Kulo. The words translate, all the world is a very narrow bridge, and the main thing is not to be afraid. So it's a metaphor for going forward with life's challenges despite the fact that you have anticipation or problems or fear. The text of this prayer, written by Rabbi Nachman of Breslau, seems to suggest that fact. So here is, momentarily I will be playing this arrangement of Koholam Kulo as set by Elliot Z. Levine. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. I invite those who are able to do so comfortably to please rise as we join together on pages 46 and then 48, 50, and 52 for our Amidar standing prayer. We begin with Adonai Svatai Tivtai. Adonai Svatai Tivtach Ufi Agi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Koneh Hakol V'Zocher Chastei Avot Ve'imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei Bneihem L'Ma'an Shemo Ve'Ahava Melech Hozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'Zorat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai V'Chayei HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Atah Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed V'Chayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofech Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Meimid Umchayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Ata L'Hachayot Hakol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Please take a brief moment for silent prayer. When you have completed your own private prayer, you may be seated. you so much, Randy. I just love that setting. I think Elliot really gave us a very precious gift when he composed that. We are going to continue with our prayers for healing. If you turn in your Sidurim to page 253, you'll find the words from Misha Berach. The version that we're going to do is a bit adapted from that, but if you are holding in your heart anyone in particular that you wish to share with the community when we get to that, I invite you to do so, and I will come through the sanctuary. If you're online and wish to share a name in the chat, wherever you are online with us, I invite you to do so as well. Holy One, blessed our mothers, blessed our fathers from ancient days. Bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names. Akadosh Baruch Yemalei Rachamim Aleihem Lehaksikam Urape Otam Veishlach Lahem Refuah Shlema Refuat HaNefesh Refuat HaGuf V'tok Sha'ar Cholei Yisrael. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their name. We ask for prayers for healing for Rebecca Gilman, Anna Fields, Austin, Sue Toback, Rosalind Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Pam Poliakoff, Kathy Blumenfeld, Caitlin Antrim, Jennifer Rudin, Brad Holland, Serena Postal, Robert Strober, Marilyn Lubarsky, Joan Morse, Nomi Kravitz, Craig Sachs, Myra White, Lori Snyder, Charity Razadem, Mike Klein, Barbara Fass, Joel Beasy, Lawson Spicer, Gloria Foster, Rita Warshaw, Robert Gerard, Adele Harris, Brenda Fong Gerard, Ron Friedlander, Jan Marcus, Marla Fregoso, Al Shapiro, Jeff Nelson, Aran Resnick, Gina Eli, Robert Waldman, Barry Gustafaro, Udit Gratz-Delang, Eva Laxon, Alda Mendoza, Mitch Samuelson, Sharna Blitz, Eli Wakefield, Rob Scher, Audrey Kubel, Deborah DeLong, James Stead, Rita Elias, Benjamin Jones, Stephen Gilbert, Sharon Zaki, and Hakadosh Baruch Yimalei Rachamim Aleihem. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their name. We move to conclude our service with announcements. I'd like to invite Steph Baker to share some with us.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So I have a few thank yous to say here. To Rabbi Kupitz, Cantor Bush, thanks so much for leading us in a great service tonight. And to Randy Paulaway for preparing such wonderful music. The piece you played was awesome, so thank you. And we also want to thank Phil Mendelson for helping out with our technology tonight. For all of you watching online, he's helping out with that. Thanks for all who participated tonight, especially Gail Stevens-Levy and Asher Baker. You did wonderful. Great prep for your B'nai Mitzvahs. And I also just want to thank to the congregants who helped out tonight, and that included our greeters outside, Debbie Harris and Laura Zuckerman, our lobby greeters, Sharon Regalado and Judy Rose, our driveway greeters, our security guards, and Yonita Bach. So thank you both for that, too. We also want to thank all those who provided delicious baked goods for our oneg after service. So I invite you all to stay after and join us in the social hall for Kiddush, motzi, refreshments, and conversations. So if you'd like to participate in that, please find someone you've not met before and say hi, introduce yourself, and we can help build our warm, personal Jewish community. As everyone knows, we're really a very busy and engaged community, and there are a couple of events in the coming weeks and the next month that I just want to highlight for everyone. First of all, if you had a chance to check your email since Thursday, you'll see that we had our new Tekiah email go out, which I think I found much easier to read and find the information I needed. So please check that out. I think hopefully it'll be a really great way for everyone to re-engage with the events going on here at the temple. But in that email, you can find more information about these events, and I'm going to just point out. First of all, our Giving Tree event, our Giving Tree fundraiser is going on right now. If you go to the TBI website, you can donate to that fundraiser. There's plenty of information on the website, but basically, you make a donation to donate a leaf to the fundraiser. And with a donation, I forget what the amount is, but anything over $36, you will receive a ticket to our Giving Tree Soiree, which is on June 3rd at 7 o'clock, which should be a really wonderful evening with our TBI community. So we really hope that you'll open your hearts and be as generous as possible with this fundraiser. It's such an important way for us to raise funds for our programs and just our operating costs. So please take a look at the website if you're able to do so. I also wanted to mention that we have another event in June, on June 24th from 3 to 5. We are honoring Steve and Ellen Sopkin from our community with the Crown of a Good Name. And on June 24th, we'll be honoring them with an event. Tickets are available for purchase on Eventbrite. You can find the details again on the website or in the Tekiah email. So you can take a look there for more details as well. And finally, I just wanted to point out that we are restarting our blood drives here at TBI, and the first one will be in July, on July 5th from 9 to 3. If you have not donated before, it's very easy. It's painless. Just hydrate beforehand. But it's a great way to give back to the community. It costs nothing, just your time. And there are so many in our very own community who really need you to donate, whether it's whole blood, plasma, platelets, whatever you're able to do. It really helps those in need. So I encourage everybody who's able to donate if you can. And with that, I think that's it. So thank you so much, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Just a couple of things. I want to add something on to what Stephanie said about the Giving Tree Celebration Soiree. I think there were many of you who were in this room had joined us for Havdalah back in March when J. Mike O'Neill, who is one of our first Friday stable of musicians. He's been with us for 17 years that we've been doing it. And a native of this community, and has contributed so much. You saw the sort of J. Mike O'Neill and Friends light version at the Havdalah, and those of us who were there know how wonderful that was. Well, for the soiree on June 3rd, we have the J. Mike O'Neill and Friends big band version. So it will really be a spectacular musical event. It'll also be a spectacular communal event as we all celebrate the success of our Giving Tree and our community together as we move into the next fiscal year. So hope to see you there. I want to say something in a little bit of hesitation about Shabbat on June 9th, which is 2 weeks from tonight. I was contacted within the last few hours by a wonderful Jewish musician who will remain nameless until I get a confirmation that he will be with us. But he offered, as he had a free night, he's in Los Angeles from the East Coast. He had a free night. I got a call, and you know, would I be able to welcome him to our bima? And I said I thought that would be wonderful. So just look in the Tekiah and other things for more information. It's someone whose music is very familiar to us. We do much of their music, and it looks like we may have the opportunity to host him, but I don't say for sure, but I just want to put it on your radar because it'll be a very special evening in what's turned out to be a very special month for all of us here at Temple Beth Israel. So we move to conclude our service with Aleinu L'Shabeach. So I invite those who are able to do so comfortably to please rise and join us on page 282. And I'm going to invite all of these young men here. You're no longer young, Matan, but you can come up. It's been a while since you've been up here to help us open the ark. Come on, guys. Nissa, come on. Libby, let's go. Everybody. Eliana, Gail, all of those under the age of voting. How about that?
Who said what now?
Okay. So, half on one side, half on the other. Okay, so Matan and Asher or whoever. Okay, open up. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר פרישי, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום Allahu Yeh Adonai Echad U'Shemo 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 Echad. Okay, close the arc slowly. Be careful of your fingers. Good job, good job, good job. Great, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Please be seated. As we turn our hearts to remember those who have passed from our midst in recent days and at this season, years past, I want to just take a special moment to acknowledge that this weekend is Memorial Day weekend and Monday is Memorial Day. And I want to offer a prayer of remembrance for all of those who have fallen from our Jewish community and from all of our communities in the United States, protecting our freedoms. God of life and death, service and sacrifice, courage and compassion, on this Shabbat we gather together to remember those who died while serving our nation and to recognize the veterans who served, whether decades ago or only yesterday. We are eternally conflicted on the cost of our conflicts. As idealists, we wish that there were never any need for defense forces, yet as pragmatists, we know that there will always be a need for them. As dreamers, we pray for a day when nation shall not lift up sword against nation, nor ever again study war. Yet as realists, we accept that there are circumstances where force must be met with force. Our Torah teaches us to seek peace and pursue it, yet it also declares that there are enemies that must be destroyed. We thank our soldiers, sailors, and pilots for doing that which we wish never needed to be done. And we pray for a world where time and talent, strength and intellect can be spent in fighting disease, defeating poverty, and defending the downtrodden without having to take up arms. God of peace and war, concord and conflict, hope and heartbreak, we pray that the sacrifices of our fallen will forever be remembered, and that recognition of our veterans not merely conveys thanks, but that we demonstrate it as well. May we not merely proclaim peace to those near and far, but bring peace by doing the work required to realize it. May this be our blessing, and let us say together, Amen. We turn to Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. On this Shabbat, our hearts are turned particularly to the families of the following whose yahrzeits will be observed in the coming week: Benjamin Adelson, Fanny Becker, Jeannie Fisher, Marion Brown, Ernst Eisler, Lillian Kane, Dorothy Litwack, Natalie Wallman, Miriam Ziskrote, Dorothy Ben, Dwayne Clodfelter, Margie Horowitz, Charlene Schifris, Randy West, Nathan Goldman, Ann Lipman, Jack Litton, Glenn David Smillickstein, Rose Friedman, Milton Pollock, Molly Beasy, Sarah Brown, Jacob Dabrowski, and Chaim Rindy. If you have a name that you'd like to add to that list, please do so as I come around. If you're in a time of mourning or observing a yahrzeit, I invite you to rise at this time. And I also invite those whose custom it is to rise in love and support of those who mourn to do so as we join together on page 294. for Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach la'alam ulalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitna'le v'yitalal shemei dekudsha barichu, la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran ve'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all humankind, to which we say, amen. So let's remain standing if you're able, and join on page 321, last paragraph for Beyado. Sorry about that. Beyado av kiddushi, ve'ishan ve'a'iram, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand. Beyado av kiddushi, ve'ishan ve'a'iram, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Please join us for Kiddush and Motzi in the social hall, and have a great week. We'll see you next weekend. Busy weekend. Shabbat shalom. Thanks so much for participating.